What is going on, Nemesis Gaming League? Welcome back to the final 3 games of Season 5 in the regular season. And tonight, for the first match, I am here with Hydro. Hydro, how are you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How are you doing? First cast. I'm excited for this one. Looks like a good matchup. Playing for some seeding. Um, Looks like if Pawns sweep, they'll take that 8th seed away.
Absolutely. This is a very crucial match here in the Novice League. Yes, both teams are in the play-in tourney, but seeding matters a whole heck of a lot, especially whoever has the higher seed technically has a double elimination going in here, and possibly having the 2 seed or the 7th seed and or the 8th seed in the official bracket if they make it that far. Now, Hydro, what do you know about these two teams here, Pawns and Vikings?
I know Speed Demon's a killer on the field. I'm really looking towards him to really lead these Pawns to that 3-0 victory they need. And on the other side, I know Ibonic's a really good player. So I'm looking for him to step up for the Vikings today and really lead them to that victory that they want to, keep that 7th or that 8th seed.
Yeah, and I do believe the Vikings are actually looking for a sub, so that will be intriguing to see how that will affect the matchup here. But you keep saying 3-0 for the Pawns. Yes, it is very crucial for the Pawns to sweep today. If they drop a single game, they are unable to get the 8th seed and they will stay in the 9th seed. It will be very interesting to see how the development occurs here as we have both teams coming into the lobby. But can I get a prediction from you, Hydra?
Being from the victory org, I'm gonna take my Vikings 3-1. But I'm excited to see how it turns out. What do you think, Dan?
I think it's gonna be 3-1, but I'm gonna give it to Pawns. I think they're gonna win this series, but I feel like they're gonna come just a little bit too short of the gold here and trying to get the extra seed on top. But it will definitely be interesting to see, though, especially with the teams, how they come so far in the season. I mean, you're looking at Pawns and Vikings, they're only a game apart. This game will determine, a lot of things, and who the seeding, better record, even though the better record would just be the head-to-head, and just overall how the teams just played the season. I know the Pawns had their struggles at the beginning, and then the Vikings also had their troubles in the beginning, but both teams came out strong middle to the end part of the season here, and they're both in the play-in, so congrats to these guys, but work is not done yet as the players get onto the pitch here in Game 1 of Saturday Night Rocket League. In the kickoff, we got Speed Demon and Ibonic on the pitch. The ball, it's in the midfield, but Waterboot tries to send it down, but he's unable to, as Uni puts it back to the zone here. Flight Knight there with a nice save. Ibonic trying to keep something going here for the Vikings, but Speed Demon is able to capitalize and slap it back down. But the ball is still being in the midfield. A lot of ping pong going on here in the first 30 seconds here, Hydra. And do you think we'll see a lot of ping pong today? Do you think we'll see overall just try to play your heart out? What do you think?
I think it's going to get really chippy. I think these guys are both really good teams being in play-ins, so I think it's really going to come down to the fact if this sub can step up for Vikings.
Yes, absolutely. The sub must come up in crucial times here as the ball gets sent away back to the pawn zone here. Uni not having enough boost. He just tries to slap it in front of the net there, but Speed looks cleared away. But the ball is still here in the corner. Tries to get it sent away, but the ball is still in the pawn zone. Pawns starting to feel a little bit of pressure here. Uni keeping the pressure going here. But Speed trying to get something going out of his own, but Ibonic's there to slap it back into the pawn zone once again. Flight Knight elects to dribble it downfield. He does get it past the defender. Takes it to the wall. Fakes out one. He gets a touch, though. The ball's right in front of the net. The Waterboo unable to get a good touch there. Speed Demon trying to slap it down, but Ibonic's there to read it in the midfield. Waterboo is going to have to go on the backboard to slap it away here. Speed Demon is unable to get that 50 in his favor as the Vikings still having the pressure here And Hydra, we're seeing a lot of pressure here from the Vikings so far in the beginning minutes.
Yeah, I mean, these pawns just can't seem to find any time out of their own zone. As soon as they get it into the Viking zone, they just get it pounded right back into their own, and they're just trying to find some breathing room. And
Yeah,
let's see if the Vikings can score a goal here as Lore puts one in.
I think I seen a novice moment there on the defensive end here. Lore gets a nice 50 off speed, and Flight Knight is a little bit awkward there, and the ball just happens to find the net, and Vikings are up 1-0 here. As we get back to the action, Speed and Lore off to the kickoff. Speed able to win the kickoff, sending it all the way down to the Vikings territory, but nothing will come through that as Waterbu tries to keep the pressure going here as the ball is a little bit wide of the net, and unfortunately nothing will come to it. Lore get a little bit of a dribble there, Flight Knight there to counter it. Uni trying to 50 it away, but the ball is still here in the Vikings corner. Ibonic trying to slap it away. The ball is still there in the Vikings corner. Waterbu tries to get it past the midfield, but does not get the touch he's looking for. We see a demo come out. Waterbu gets the demo on Lore. Ibonic trying to find a teammate there. He gets 50'd. Speed Demon elects to take it off the wall. He gets it past one. Trying to get an air dribble, but is unable to get another touch on the ball. Flight Knight trying to get a pass to one of his teammates here as the Vikings still kind of keeping the pressure here. Ball is a little bit wide. Flight Knight has to get a save there. Lore tries to put it on net, but Flight Knight is there once again. Flight Knight passes it to the midfield. He gets a pass one. Speed Demon's there. And my oh my, that was almost a crazy passing play there, Hydra.
Yeah, you know that's what it's going to take for these pawns to score the ball against the Vikings. It looks like they're going to have to start playing a little bit two-dimensional and get these pass plays going to get it past that defense.
Yeah, maybe getting a demo out, maybe messing up the novice defense because, you know, novices are they're not the best at rotating at sometimes. As Speed slaps it down, the ball's almost in the net. Ibonic has to get it off the crossbar just to save it. As Flight Knight sends it back into the Viking zone, but Uni's there to try to get it away. Lore sending it more downfield, able to get Viking some time here. Ibonic gets a nice 50, and it goes straight into the net, as now they're up 2-0.
Yeah, and Lore just sending it downfield as Ibonic's going to dunk out the second defender, and it's just going to roll right into the bottom right corner.
Yeah, Vikings have a lot of pressure this game. Only a minute to go. Pawns gonna have to figure something out so they don't lose this game one, this crucial game one that they desperately need. We're gonna have to see them play hard in the next minute here. Speed tries to get it to the midfield. The ball is still in the midfield here. Speed turning on it, unable to get a good touch as it sends to the corner. Lore just trying to burn as much time as possible. He's trying to look for an air dribble, ground air dribble, but is unable to as the ball scurries away from him. Speed sending it back to Uni. Uni just bombs it down. Viking just trying to play time, as that's all they need just to win one game. Not even the series. Speed gets the 50 on it. Waterbu's there. He's a little bit wide. Oh no. 30 seconds left to go. Waterbu tries to put it back into the Vikings corner. The ball is rolling on the Vikings back wall. Vikings playing keep away. We see a 50 right in front of the net. And I think we see an own goal there, and Pawns still showing some life here with 17 seconds to go.
Yeah, Pawns just keeping that pressure, putting it right off the backboard, and it's just going to cause panic in the Vikings defense, and they're going to score it.
Pawns trying to keep their hopes alive here for the top seed. Vikings trying to shut it down with 15 seconds to go. We see a novice bump there in the midfield. Waterbu's there to put it down. Uni has to get the save. 10 seconds to go. Now or never for the Pawns. Flight Knight sends it up for Waterbu. Waterbu is unable to get a touch with the ball rolling back down. Speed pinches the ball the other way. The ball is still up in the air. Pawns have a chance, but it's not looking too good, as the ball is actually still up in the air here. Should see if they can do something. And the ball touches the ground, and the Vikings take game one and the higher seed.
Yeah, I think Vikings just came out with a little bit more energy, didn't let the nerves get to them, and I think Pawns, you know, feeling that pressure of getting that game one, and you know, it showed. And you see the shots, Vikings out shooting them by three shots, and just putting that pressure on and getting that game one.
Yeah, Pawns only on 3 shots on the board there, and I don't think they played terribly. It's just the Vikings just were overall had a little bit more pressure than them, had a little bit better touches, and at the end of the day, capitalized on the opportunities that they got, and so they secured the seeding. But now we're just here to have fun, and now it's for pride. You got to see, hey, all right, we're down 1-0 in the series if you're the Pawns. You got to play for something. Yeah, you may not be able to get that top seed, but play for pride, have fun with it, and just compete. That's what this is all about, competing and having fun here. As we get on to game 2, we have Ibonic and Waterboo on the kickoff. Ibonic, wow, gets beat there on the kickoff. Waterboo tries to send it to the net. Waterboo sending it to the midfield, but Ibonic's there to get it away. A Speed Demon unable to get a touch there. We see the Pawns miss, and Uni, the open net there, as we see the Pawns just missing out on the ball.
And it looks like 2 novice moments come out there as Uni's just going to bang it downfield and just get a free goal right there.
Yeah, just unfortunate for the Pawns, unable to get a touch. Got to keep your heads up high, especially it's only 13 seconds down in this game too. There's plenty of time to come back. Granted, not too much you can do about that. It's unfortunate it happens, but you gotta just keep your heads up high and continue on with the game. As the ball in the Vikings territory, Flight Knight gets it past the defender. Flight Knight looking for another touch. He's a little bit awkward there in the corner as Ibonic tries to smack it away. Flight Knight trying to take one for himself as we see Uni off the ceiling. Let's see if he gets something fancy. He's unable to do anything fancy. Ibonic overshoots the ball there. And Flight Knight is on the 2-on-1. Washed is there with a nice save. And that was a really good save there by Washed. Speed Demon trying to center it there. Ibonic. Oh my god, we might see a big novice moment here right in front of the Vikings net. Speed Demon unable to do anything, and we see Ibonic up on the ceiling. He's trying to do something fancy. Ceiling shot possibly, but Flight Knight is there to block it away. And Hydro, we're a minute 15 down here in game 2. And you know what? That was a nice goal by Speed Demon. I'll let you take it away, Hydro.
Yeah, it just looks like nobody from the Vikings team wanted to challenge right away, and Wash is just going to get an unfortunate 50 into his own net.
Fortunate 50 indeed, but that is much needed for the Pawns to stop the bleeding, especially from last game. Start to get something going here in game 2. Ibonic unable to get a touch there as Flight Knight sends it away, but Uni's right there to capitalize on his touch. The ball over Wash's head. He's going to have to rotate back. Speed trying to get something going. Ibonic fakes out Speed. Wash trying to take it downfield himself as we see a double commit here by Wash and Ibonic. That might bite him in the long run, but we will see. Ibonic to the midfield. None of his teammates are there. We see a one-on-one scenario. Waterboo unable to do anything as Wash comes in from the side and able to bail out his teammate. Washed is a very crucial character here so far in the early going here of game 2, Hydra.
And he's really showed up, and Uni with 200 points, he's shown up big time. As Pawns just don't really have an answer for him. It looks like Vikings are just having more of that midfield presence, taking their time when they do have it.
Speed almost gets it on net there. It hits off the side post. We see a little bit of miscommunication there from the Pawns as we've seen somewhat of a double commit, maybe a rotational error. But Flight Knight trying to keep something going as his teammates try to recover. And Ibonic is able to get the ball in the midfield. Speed gets it past one. Washed in a corner. Gets it past his own teammate there. Washed and Uni both up for it with double commit. Speed, let's see if Speed can do anything, but the ball bounces awkwardly off the wall and he's unable to do anything with it. The ball is now in the midfield. Right in front of the Vikings net, we see another double commit by Ibonic and Uni. Waterboot tries to put a ball on net. Washed, able to pinch it away as we see Flight Knight up. It's right in front of the Vikings net once again. None of his teammates are there. And Waterboot gets a nice pinch off the backboard. Ibonic unable to get a touch. Speed almost able to read it as Flight Knight tries to put it up once again. We're seeing a lot of double commits right here. And it's kind of working out for them, Hydra. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Vikings just getting choked out on their own defensive half. And as it continues, they're going to have to really find those boost pads, find those big boosts, and get out of their own end.
Yeah, it's not always about the big boost. The little boosts count as well. Little boosts matter. As we see the ball heading towards the Pawns area here, and Uni Tries to put one on net. Speed Demon with the nice save. Man, oh man. Trying to keep his team in it for game 2. As we see Wash get it past the defender. Speed trying to put it away. Ibonic puts it on net, but Flight Knight is back in time for the Pawns. The strike again. Flight Knight gets it past the defender. He fakes out Ibonic. The ball will just roll right in front of Wash's car. And the ball is kind of playing ping pong right now, Hydra. And what do you think each team needs to do here in the next 50 seconds in order to secure the goal?
Just slow down the play and get some passes mid for your teammates, and just take your time when you have it.
Yeah, absolutely. Take your time. Never rush a shot. Sometimes you do have to rush, but at the end of the day, taking your time, especially a novice, will work you tons of help. As we see the ball with 30 seconds to go, Ibonic in the midfield. Ibonic tries to get it past Speed Demon. He does. Waterboo's there to get it. As we see Wash trying to send it back downfield. Uni tries to get it past in the midfield there, but Waterboo able to get it away. Ibonic on the Pawn's backward trying to send it down, but unable to. As we see Speed Demon unable to get the touch as Uni trying to get a nice wall read there, and we're going to overtime, Hydra.
Yeah, these teams really need to, play a little bit more two-dimensional, three-dimensional. Get some pass play going. Don't just take a shot when you have it. If you see a pass, get it to that guy.
Passing plays, especially novice, work tons. Very crucial, especially if they're right in front of the net. As Speed is going to be the last man back here. He gets 50 by Ibonic. Ibonic with the big muscles and takes game 2 away from the Pawns.
Yeah, Ibonic just tells Speed Demon to hit the gym here, man, as it's just going to get an unfortunate pinch to the bottom right corner of the Pawns net.
Well, Pawns, they're going to have to go to the chalkboard or do something here, especially down 2-0 in the series. Not looking too hot, but Vikings, keep doing what you're doing. Something's working. Yeah, you do maybe have to clean up some things, but overall, you're getting the wins. And, hey, now you're looking for a sweep. If you're the Pawns, yeah, it's not looking too good for you guys, but you have to take it game by game and just slowly work back into this reverse sweep. Don't overthink it. Play your game. That's what you have to do, Hydro. Just play your game.
Just like you said, man, take it game by game and, second by second, really. You just got to make sure you're doing the right things and play slow, play methodical, and just make sure that you're where you need to be, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, and actually, this game, Pawns had one more shot than the Vikings, but Vikings coming out with 6 saves compared to the Pawns' 4. And that's just a really good defense by the Vikings, especially with the 6 saves. And Pawns, once again, I don't think they played too bad overall. I just think they got outplayed, though, a little bit more than the Vikings. But nonetheless, not exactly what we were looking for here on stream. But we will continue on to game 3. But Hydra, what do you think Pawns need to change here in game 3? As we see, we got the pitch coming on, and game 3 about to start.
They just need to try to control the midfield a little bit better. I think they're just playing, like you said, ping pong, and if they control the midfield and take their time, they'll get some opportunities off that.
Yeah, especially in novice, you gotta do what you can here. As Uni sends it back to the pawn zone, Waterboo trying to slap it away. Wash, last man back, but Waterboo just gives him the ball as Wash gets it over Flight Knight. Speed Demon has to jump for it. Vikings with the double commit. They're all downfield, though. I don't see any Pawns in sight. But the ball is 50 away as Speed Demon tries to get it down towards the net. Ibonic is there to read it away. Flight Knight and Washed were up for the ball. Flight Knight was able to get beat as Ibonic trying to do something fancy here. Trying to get a double touch off the wall. And he's unable to. As Speed slams it downfield right in front of the Vikings net. Speed's up for it, but Washed able to get that nice save and keeping the score 0-0. Washed trying to get something going here for the Vikings here in the early going. Ibonic sends it down to the Pawn's backboard. Ibonic gets another touch off the wall right to Wash, and Washed with a nice shot, and Ibonic with a nice pass.
Yeah, Ibonic gonna get a really nice double tap here off the backboard to his teammate Wash, and he's gonna send it home.
And that's what we're talking about. Well, that's what you were talking about, Hydro. Nice passing plays. Take your time and do what you can do. And that leads to a nice goal there by the Vikings. As Ibonic, unable to win the kickoff there. Uni, able to slam it downfield. We see Waterboot unable to get a touch. He backflips and the ball gets a nice pinch off there off the corner. And Vikings keep the pressure going. Uni trying to get a touch there. Waterboot's there to save the ball. Waterboot needs to beat out one. Waterboot gets it past Ibonic. And man, oh man, Flight Knight trying to keep something going here, but Ibonic sending it back down. And with a little bit, with 3:20 left to go here, Hydra, I feel like Pawns, personally, I think they need to control the ball more. What do you think?
I mean, just playing ping pong, and it goes back to, you know, just taking your time, man. You got to try to make something happen, play a little bit two-dimensional, take a dribble, pass it to your teammate, get somebody open.
Yeah, absolutely. Get somebody open, try to change something. You know, whatever you were doing the first two games for the Pawns wasn't working. That's why you guys are down 2-0 in the series. So we see a double commit come out. Flight Knight trying to get it on net. Ibonic with a nice save, and Wash sends it away back to Waterboot. Waterboot slams it back down the field, not electing to keep the ball. As we see Waterboot back on the ball, trying to get to the midfield. Uni sends it away. Speed on the backboard, but we see Vikings up left and right. Waterboot is there to clean up crew, and the Vikings double commit bit them in the butt.
Double commit did not work. You got, if you're gonna double commit, you have to at least make sure one player touches it, man. And that did not happen. As Waterboot just gonna send that one home.
Absolutely, the Vikings finally got bit in the butt for the double commit there. Pawns able to capitalize on it. You need to figure out the mistakes of your opponents and have to do something about it in order to win, especially down 2-0 here in the series. As we see the ball kind of in front of the Vikings net there. Speed Demon keeping the pressure here. And I almost thought we seen a roll one there, but there was nothing to it. Flight Knight trying to put it middle. We see another double commit by Abonica. Wash. Speed Demon puts it all the way down to the Vikings corner. Another double commit. Speed trying to get something here. As we get to touch the midfield, the ball was up, but Wash is able to clear it away. Wash to the sidewall. Flight Knight is able to block it away. I can't even talk right now. Waterboot keeping the pressure going once again for the Vikings, but the Pawns, but Ibonic sends it away. Trying to get more pressure back for his team as there's a minute 40 to go here, Hydro. Still anybody's game here in game 3.
Yeah, and Pawns out shooting the Vikings right now, so it looks like they're finding that pressure that they need. Just need to start finding better shots and putting them in the back of the net.
Yeah, Vikings only have one shot on the board here. And speak of the Vikings, here they come once again on the offensive end as Flight Knight able to try to dribble it away. Flight Knight loses possession of the ball. Ibonic's there to pick it up. Ibonic gets it past one. Ibonic trying to center it for his teammate, but Speed Demon able to clear it away as we're down to a minute to go here. Speed tries to send off the backboard. Waterboot tries to get the bump off. He does, but nothing will come to it. Ibonic gets it past one. He gets it past two. Ibonic, man, oh man, he gets it past not one, not two, but all three defenders, Hydra.
Oh yeah, just a nice touch off the wall. Bounces right past the second defender, and he just double taps it right over Speed Demon.
Wow, minute 56 seconds to go. Not even a minute. A little bit under a minute here. Pawns need to do something now or never. You are down 2-0 in the series. You're down 2-1 in the game. You have nothing to lose. Change something now. Play more aggressive. Go all out. Do something. As we see Flight Knight doing something. Trying to put the ball in Vikings net. But Ibonic trying to dribble it down. We see a pinch. The ball is going right in the backboard. Ibonic unable to get a touch. And Flight Knight sending it away to the Viking zone as Uni's last one back. Flight Knight sending it to the middle. We see the ball almost going in. Speed Demon gets the nice read. Flight Knight with a nice pass. And Pawns are still in this game 3.
And that's what it's going to take is those pass plays. They're going to have to keep doing that right off the backboard to Speed Demon, and he dunks out Washed for the goal.
Wow, that was very crucial, especially with only 24 seconds to go. I feel like Hydro, the next goal, will probably seal the deal for either team as the ball is kind of in the midfield. Ibonic sending it back to the pawn zone. Flight Knight doesn't boom it down. He elects to dribble it. Flight Knight trying to pass it to his teammate, but Ibonic there with a nice demo. As we're down to the last 8 seconds here. Waterboot trying to do something going. Ibonic able to put it away. Speed Demon trying to get past the defenders as my Alexa in the background is talking. Flight Knight trying to do something. Flight Knight passes down to Waterboo. Speed was also there in the ball. Touches the ground as we're heading to game 3 overtime, Hydra.
Yeah, and I've seen pawns going for some of these bump plays, some of these demos, and getting these pass plays started. Seems like it's a little too late for that. I mean, but we'll see if they can keep that going and keep the series going and start this reverse sweep.
As Waterboo, sorry to cut you off, but as Waterboo passes down to Speed Demon, being, oh my god, trying to get it on net, but a nice save there. Afterwards, we see 2 demos come out, 1 for each team. There was a 2-on-2 there, and the ball is there in front of the pawn's net. We see double commit there by Waterboo and Speed. Flight Knight able to smack it away, but Wash was there to read it. Wash unable to control it well enough, and we see another double commit there by Pawns and Uni back on the offensive pressure. Uni sending it down. Uni following it up, but we see Ibonic there to capitalize on Uni's pass, and Vikings take the sweep.
Yeah, Ibonic says that I'm just going to step up to the plate here and do it myself off the pass from Uni, and just really, really good pass play. Vikings showed up today.
Vikings indeed show up today. They only needed to win 1, but they just decided, let's just do it in style and take the sweep. And we see that the Pawns are unable to do anything here. They drop down to the lower part of the play-in as Vikings have the higher end and possibly the the double elimination there in the play-in, as they're the 7th, 8th seed. And Pawns have to go to the drawing board here, as that was their last regular game season. And now it's excuse me, I can't even talk. I keep saying now. Just too much to handle, and they just need to come up with something here, Hydro, especially with the playoffs coming up.
Yeah, just hit the comp and just try new things, man. You guys you gotta start playing a different way. Obviously, what you just did wasn't gonna work. I mean, Ibonic, 3 saves, 2 goals, 1 assist, really just stepping up to the plate in that last game, and can't really do much about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Pawns fall to a 500 record as the Vikings go up to 11-7. Both very good seasons for both these teams, as they're both making playoffs. But I do believe we are getting an interview. I'm not exactly sure, but I do believe that we are getting Ibonic from the Vikings. Ibonic, welcome to the booth here. How are you doing after that nice 3-0 sweep?
I'm doing good, you know what I'm saying? Had to drink, like, had to snort, like, some G food, you know what I'm saying? Get my vibes up, you know what I'm saying? Casual 3-0 for me. Looking at the next novice champion. What can I say?
Very confident coming out after that 3-0 win. And
Also, if I mean to interrupt you, but we were using an FA and we still won. That says something about our team. So, just want to put that out there. Watch out for us. We're coming for you.
it could mean something, but also you have to remember there's no call-ups in the playoffs, and that could be crucial, especially if your team can't show up. But we're going to talk about the series now, Ibonic. What
Yeah.
led you guys to the 3-0 sweep? What do you
I
think
mean, the
was the
first one, we're a little nervous. For me, it's my first stream game. But after that, after we scored, it all came together.
Yeah, it looked like it. You were on the offensive end for the most of the time, and especially the third game, you had over 700 points. What led you to get those 700 points, and what were your guys' comms like? Were you guys all in on it, trying to be like, yeah, let's go get this momentum swinger here going into the playoffs, or were you just kind of casually playing after you won that first game?
We're just laughing around, just joking around. After that, I'm gonna be honest. The first game was full comms. Can't lie. You can never go full comms first game. And after that, we knew how our team played. We knew they weren't that good. Like, no offense to Speed, he got way better, but we were just messing around. If you could see, we're double committing a lot. Fun.
Yeah, and I do have to say though, you did go to overtime with the pawns. Did that scare you at all, going to overtime with the pawns?
Nah, nah.
No.
We know that we could pull it. We just stopped double committing over T. We could see. Close the door.
Okay. Hydro, do you have anything to ask Ibonic here while he's in the
Yeah,
booth with us?
Ibonic, I was going to ask, moving forward into playoffs, what do you guys think that you guys can improve on to make sure that you guys can make it far and possibly make it to grand finals?
Well, first we need to play with my full team because every time we playing with our sub with the FA. But I feel like if we need to get our 3 mans, and I feel like we can get it up at least a good run in the playoffs. So I would say so myself. Also, less double commits more consistently. You know, we're getting there as a team.
Yeah, and those double commits will kill you once you start facing those upper seeds. So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
they gotta you gotta get those down, and we'll see going forward. I hope you guys make it far.
All right, thank y'all.
Yep.
Also, I just want to say
All right.
something.
I think we're running out of time, so
Uh,
I do not believe that you were able to say something. But thank you
uh,
for joining us in the booth, Ibonic, and we wish you best of luck in the playoffs.
okay.
For
It
everybody,
was nice knowing y'all, and have a good one, boys.
yep, have a good one. For the rest of everybody watching on stream, we will be back with another crucial matchup for seeding as we have Ember taking on the Melons. Don't want to miss it. Stay tuned for that matchup coming up soon.